Prince Blue. Real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, coach, talk that, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just making sure the gang come through.
Hey, what is going on? What is up, everybody? It is Real Time with Prince Blue. I am your host, Dr. Prince Blue. And if you are new to the channel, please, first of all, let's make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. And if you're one of my day ones, I appreciate you. Make sure you still like, subscribe, and follow. And make sure you share this with everybody. First of all, I want to say that if you are new to this channel, my name is Dr. Prince Blue, and a little bit about me. I am a retired police officer. I am a retired Army veteran, and currently now I am a criminal justice professor. So I teach adults, I teach youth, I teach anybody that is willing to listen. And my motto is to educate, not indoctrinate. So criminal justice is in my blood, it's in my passion, it's something that I believe that I was put here to do. Is something that I always want to do. And ever since I was a kid, that's all I wanted to do. The heroes to me was number one was my father, and second it was the police officer that would come hang out in the neighborhoods. Remember, it was real quick story. We had a police officer. His name was Big Red. The reason why they called him Big Red because he had red hair and he was a black man with red hair, and he was 6'8". Big Red was 6'8", one of the largest human beings I've ever seen. He was a police officer, and he would come, to the neighborhood, and he would pick kids up by their head with one hand, and he would hold us up in the air. He used to be like, "Come here, Blue," and he would just pick you up, and we just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And it showed me from an early age on that police officers were not the enemy. They were not all out to get us. And some really cared about the neighborhoods and really cared about the youth. So I knew right then and there what I wanted to do. And fast forward, that's what I wanted to be. And since I want to also add this, since credentials seems to be a thing right now and people are out here perpetrating the frauds, Dr. Prince Blue is not a nickname. That is real. I have earned it. I got my bachelor's in criminal justice at Pfeiffer University. I got my master's in criminal justice with a concentration in financial fraud from Pfeiffer University, and I got my doctorate in criminal justice with a concentration in homeland security from St. Leo University. There's all three of them back there. There's my retirement plaque. There's my military service. There's my picture right there. There's my platoon right there in basic training. So what you hear from me, what you see from me, my credentials is totally legit. I have no problem. Oh, yes, my dissertation, you can find it. Dr. Prince Blue. You can find my dissertation online too if you want to search, because I know some people out there, after I finish talking about what I'm going to talk about, I know y'all going to Google and want to know what I'm talking about. And if I'm about that life, trust me, I really am about that life. And I am about criminal justice. And I am about us as not just the black community, as a community in a whole, us understanding criminal justice, how it works and how we need to move within the system and even sometimes outside the system, not from an illegal standpoint, but from a creative standpoint. So with that, all that being said, there you go. There's my credentials and everything. So I am legit and I have done this. So now I want to talk about this Desaver Hollis situation. For those who don't know, Desaver Hollis was a resident in Minnesota, and he was a part of a officer involved shooting where we have come to an issue with, again, black man, police, excessive force, the narrative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the actual article on everything to put everything into perspective, and then I'm going to play the video, the officer involved camera footage of the shooting in the incident, and then I'm going to break that down, and then I'm also going to give some critiques about it. I'm also going to give My 2 cents about it, my opinion, coming from as a retired law enforcement officer, somebody who's been in an officer involved shooting, actually shot somebody within the line of duty. I'm going to give you my opinion on that, and I'm going to give you my opinion from all angles, as a black man, as a police officer, as somebody who is teaching the criminal justice system now and who has actually worked within it. So I want to start with this article that we have here from this article is from NPR News, and it is based out in Richfield, Minnesota. And this is as of May 12th. Family of black man killed by Richfield police question if officers used excessive force. Let me read this to you. This is the article, so I'm not making this up. Everything I'm reading to you is in the article, and then I'm gonna play you an actual body cam footage of the whole incident. The family of Desaver Hollis, a black man shot and killed by Richfield police last month, are questioning the police narrative after viewing the body-worn camera footage. Richfield police shot and killed Hollis, 27, on April 29th after identifying him as a suspect in the reported theft from a vehicle. Video released by the city of Richfield on Monday appears to show Hollis shoot Sergeant Mario Leon in the hand before Leon and Sergeant Christian Schultz returned fire at least 20 times, including while Hollis was on the ground. The full video, as released by the city, which is graphic, I'm going to show y'all right now, is available. The family has retained an attorney from Burris Nissabaum Curry and Lacey, a national law firm focused on civil rights and police misconduct. Nicole Holliday, the family's legal liaison, said in a Monday statement that the family is limiting their comments while the investigation is ongoing. Out of respect, this is quote, out of respect for the integrity of the ongoing investigation and legal process, the family is not in a position to publicly express opinions, conclusions, or perceptions regarding the case, Holliday said. The family on Monday met with the Richfield Police Department and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, the agency investigating the killing, to view the body-worn camera footage of the shooting before it was released to the public. The video, which consists of footage from two officers, include a timeline crafted by Richfield Police as well as enhanced clips. The department said highlight pertinent moments from each perspective. At times, the footage is obscured. Sergeant Leon's footage showed him chasing Hollis into an apartment lot and attempting to tackle him. One of the officers yells, "He's got a gun." A frame of footage highlighted by Richfield Police appears to show Hollis pointing a gun at Leon. The sound of a gunshot is heard, and Leon is seen falling to the ground, screaming that he has been shot. A frame highlighted by Richfield Police appears to show Hollis firing the gun. In a May 5th statement, its preliminary investigators found Hollis shot Leon in the hand. Leon's right hand can be seen with gunshot wound as multiple gunshots are fired. The exchange was visible in the camera. While Leon is standing over Hollis, Schultz yells that Hollis has a gun and tosses his taser. The BCA said in the release, this preliminary investigators found Schultz tried using the taser. A gunshot goes off and Leon screams before falling to the ground. Schultz fires multiple shots at Hollis over the next 6 seconds, including while Hollis is on the ground with his back turned to Schultz. Hollis screams for around 3 seconds before Schultz footage shows Leon firing multiple shots at Hollis. This is a quote. What we know is 20 shots were fired. Hollis said, question is, what point is excessive force? We have another black man dead after interaction with police. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is conducting a use of force investigation and will forward its findings to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office of review. In a statement, the city of Richfield said both officers were placed on critical incident leave. In 2023, a judge found Hollis incompetent to stand trial in an assault case and had him civilly committed as mentally ill. A court-appointed psychologist diagnosed Hollis with schizophrenia disorder, possible bipolar type with manic and psychotic features. A mother just lost her son and is grieving without enough answers. A family is grieving the loss of their son, brother, uncle, and loved one. Hollis said that they will be a quick process, but it will be a thorough process. And again, that is courtesy of NPR News. Okay, So right now, I just want to let y'all know I'm going to play this video. I just want to let you know it's pretty graphic, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to freeze and break it down and talk about certain points in this video. And I'm going to also talk about the video in reference. We have a civil rights attorney for the family that's making some pretty questionable comments about this incident and appealing, in my opinion, appealing to emotionalism and pretty much gaslighting the black community and the community at large that police are once again the problem when the video clearly shows it is a justified shooting. So let's get into it. So right there, automatically you see that a chase has pursued, and officer is giving him lawful commands to stop. Boom. What you see right here is lethal force. This is deadly force. This is now a deadly force situation. And in the article, when they said he threw his taser, because he started off with non-lethal because there was no lethal threat. There was no deadly force situation. Mr. Hollis was just running. So there's no point. That officer at that time did not feel like it was a deadly force situation. So when he then threw his taser was because he then saw that it was a deadly force situation, and we cannot use a taser in a deadly force situation. Deadly force is met with deadly force. And there's the gun right there. A gun pointed at a law enforcement officer. What do you think is going to happen? You don't need a doctorate. You don't need a master's. You don't need a bachelor's. Hell, you don't need a high school diploma to know you do not point a weapon. You do not point a gun at a police officer. Let's continue the tape.
And we all just came from the Richfield City Hall by the police department, where we watched a video of the shooting. It was a redacted video by the police department.
See, this is the part where, how do you know a lawyer is lying? Because their mouth is moving. But remember, when I read in the article stated, the police department stated themselves that a lot of the video is redacted. A lot of it is not shown, but the parts that are shown are pertinent information for both parties, meaning for the suspect and for the police officer. But what she's trying to do right here is paint the illusion of a cover-up. She's not slick when she say it's redacted. It's redacted for a reason, because there's other things involved. There's other legalities involved. And maybe there is sometimes a lot of the footage that are in body cam footage is nothing pertinent to the case. There's nothing pertinent to the case. It just drags it on. It just adds unnecessary with filler to the video. But the most pertinent part was played. You know what that was? Mr. Hollis pointed a gun at a law enforcement officer after a foot chase. That wasn't redacted. Let's go on.
Obviously, it was a video which shows the shooting in the light most favorable to the department.
It was shown most favorable to the department because it is favorable to the department. And you can see the people in the background nodding their heads because they're trying to give this sense of, see, the police are bad. No, ma'am. Where's the accountability? I get it. That's your client and you're trying to get money and you're trying to paint the police in a bad light. No, you cannot do that because he pointed a gun at a law enforcement officer. That is a deadly force situation. And if you want to talk common sense, that is when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You do not point a gun at a law enforcement officer. Point blank, period. And you can tell by the way she's delivering this, she doesn't even believe what she's saying. Of course, it's favorable to the police department. That's all the jury needs to see is Mr. Hollis pointing a gun at a law enforcement officer. I can tell you this much right now. That shooting will be justified. Those officers will be back on duty and will get all the money that they lost if it was unpaid leave, which is not. I'm pretty sure whenever it's a critical incident leave, it's paid leave until they finish the investigation. They're going to get whatever lost wages they was getting back, whatever lost wages that they lost. Because this is pathetic. And this is what happens when you mix actual civil rights violations with justified shootings. You get people emotional. Number one, you already have a black man that is dead at the hands of a white police officer. So automatically everything's going to be heightened and everybody's going to draw their sides. Everybody's going to draw a line. And when you got lawyers like this gaslighting the public, I just think it does a disservice to real victims of human rights and civil rights violations by the police. In this case, this was not it.
I will say after watching the video, I have more questions than I have answers.
Did you see the muzzle flash? He shot the police officer through the hand. What questions do you have? Bang. He shot an officer through the hand. What questions do you have, ma'am? Again, God bless lawyers. God bless attorneys. You have a job to do, but I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can sleep at night with something like this.
What we know is that there were 20 shots fired. The question is whether those 20 shots were excessive.
They weren't excessive enough. As a police officer, you're taught to eliminate the threat. Once the threat is eliminated, then you can let up. Maybe it took 20 shots for them to realize that that threat was no longer an imminent threat to them or others. It could have took 80 shots. I've seen shootings where it's been 200-300 bullets riddled inside a house. You eliminate the threat. You don't shoot in the leg. You don't shoot in the hand. This isn't the movies where you shoot the gun out of people's hands. We're taught to eliminate the threat. Not shoot to kill, not shoot to harm, not shoot to maim. We're taught to eliminate the threat. And I don't know how many shootings you've been on, but in the shooting that I was in, it took 3 shots until the suspect dropped his weapon. He was still a threat. After the 4th shot, I stopped because he was no longer a threat. I did not see the gun in his hand anymore, and he was down on the ground. So there you go. Eliminate the threat. What I'm supposed to shoot? Bang. Hey, Mr. Hollis, are you still a threat? Oh, he still has the gun. Bang. Do you still have the gun, Mr. Hollis? Bang. Bang. No. And I'm sorry. The police officer was wounded. He had to stay in the fight or he would die. See, these are the type of disingenuous gaslighting tactics that people use, and it just makes the criminal justice system awful in itself, but not just the criminal justice system, the whole media, the way the media spins things, the way lawyers spin things. That's why I tell everybody, please do your own research. If you was to just look at this video with no body cam footage, you would believe her and you would say all cops are bad and this was an unjustified shooting. And then when you see the video, some people will still say it was unjustified and it was quote unquote excessive because people don't understand how law enforcement works. People don't understand how it looks to be in a dangerous situation, in a shooting. That's why I am so proud, and I guess, no, I will say that I am blessed to be in this situation. So when you see me talking, Dr. Prince Blue, you can't say, what do you know about this? I shot somebody on duty. I've been in a shooting, an officer involved shooting. I'm a police officer. And then I can talk to you on the academic side of it as well. But right now, experience is what matters. And I'm telling you, remember when we started with body cam footage and everybody was upset about it, including a lot of police were upset about it? You're welcome, police. This is why body cameras matter. Because what did it do? It turned it back on the people that was saying that their rights were being violated. Police were just picking on them for no reason and shooting at them for no reason. And now that you have the body cam footage, people are still doing mental gymnastics to find a way to blame police. How can you blame a police officer for being shot in the hand and then defending himself?
The second question I have is whether the threat was neutralized before all the shots were fired.
If the threat was neutralized before all the shots were fired, how are we supposed to know? The only way we're going to know if there's no more moving or no more shots being returned. Whichever one comes first, you pick a side. You choose. Let me see your hands. Hands. That, ladies and gentlemen, criminal justice 101, law enforcement 101, that is a lawful order. Let me see your hands. Why aren't your hands up? Why don't I see your hands? And don't give me any, I'm scared. It's a tense situation and all that stuff. I don't want to hear that. You shouldn't be in this tense situation to begin with. Because why is he being chased? Because he was the suspect in a vehicle theft. And why are you running? Did you see the officer that says, show me your hands? He had his taser out first. There's your neutralizing your threat right there. He was non-lethal until it became lethal. So the video answered the question for you, ma'am. You just don't want to believe what the footage is telling you. Oh my God.
20 shots fired, officer.
20 shots fired, officer down. Let me tell you something. This is why police officers are trained. This is why we go to the range. We rep it. This is why we have drills. Even in all this, he knew how many rounds he fired. And that person you hear screaming and hollering in agony, that's his partner that was shot and wounded. So you ask me again why 20 shots was fired. Because let me tell you something. If I'm out there with one of my friends, one of my fellow men and women in blue, and I just saw that they were shot and they were wounded, I'm emptying the clip too. Because now you already done showed me that you don't care about life. My partner is over there screaming, in pain, in agony, don't know if he's going to live or die. And you worried about me? Oh yeah, I'm going to neutralize the threat, all right. He only fired one clip. And he reloaded, he assessed the situation and saw that guy was down. He got on the radio and he let them know what he had.
I want to just take a step back and point out that we have another black male who is dead after an interaction with a police department.
There's the emotionalism. You said it wrong. You have another criminal that is dead because they did not follow lawful orders when encountered by the police. And I'm trying my best because I'm a professional now. I am an academic scholar. I am a professor. So I can't really say what I want to say because I'm trying my best to be professional, because sometimes the message gets lost because the messenger is saying crazy stuff or out of bounds things. But if you look in my eyes and you feel the passion and you understand what I really want to say, I don't need to be vulgar. I don't need to go there. So I'm going to say this again. What you have is another criminal who is dead because he or she did not, but in this case, he did not follow lawful orders when encountered by the police. And if you really want to not be disingenuous there, you would say we have another criminal dead because they shot at police officers during an interaction. Say the whole thing, because if you just listen to that clip, oh man, we lost another black man who just encountered police. You act like the police officers saw them at the convenience store and just started shooting at them. The way you say it, like, hey, how you doing? Bang, 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 dead, black man dead. That's not what happened. But the way she framed it, it will appeal to the emotional, and quite frankly, honestly, it would appeal to the low IQ. Because a high IQ person, a non-emotional person, is going to be like, what's that name? Let me look up this report and see what happened. Oh, yeah, that's not the way you explained it to us.
There's also been a history in our country of unfair treatment of black and brown police departments.
That is true. That is absolutely true. This is real time with Prince Blue. I keeps it real over here. Yes, there have been cases historically, recently, where there have been mistreatment of black and brown people at the hands of law enforcement. That's the only thing she's going to say in this press conference. I promise you that is completely factual. But in this case, it's not it. And that's they rope you in emotionally so you could just ignore all logic and context to this particular case, this particular matter. And this particular matter, he is dead because he shot and wounded a police officer, and that police officer's partner returned fire and killed him. This wasn't mistreatment. There will be no human rights violations after this case. This is not George Floyd 2.0. I don't know what it is about Minnesota, but is George Floyd not? Has he lost luster? Is it not enough? You need a 2.0 to keep this same cycle of just bad stuff happening to bad people who have bad intentions when they encounter the police. And if I'm going to give credit to where credit is due, I will say this again. For those who don't know, Derek Chauvin is the dumbest person in the last 100 years of my life, because all he had to do was get up. If he would have got up, we wouldn't be dealing with this crap. But he let his ego get in the way, and now everything's attached to George Floyd, and George Floyd is made to be a hero when he is not. Now, this is where the opinion comes in. He is not a hero. He is an example of an issue in that context of that day that happened. Derek Chauvin was an idiot. Is an idiot. Will remain an idiot. He's in jail because he's an idiot. He's in prison because he's an idiot. And now every time something happens, people are reaching to find some type of connection to George Floyd, and this is not it. Minnesota, you gotta. Why don't you look for the next somebody that is better suited to represent what Minnesota is about. But what Minnesota is about right now, that's a different story. People in Minnesota, y'all got to figure that out. But this is not a George Floyd situation. But in the foundation of what she said, she's absolutely right. There is a history. There's a historical context to black and brown people being mistreated by law enforcement. There is a historical context and data of white people being mistreated by law enforcement officers. But they get you emotional, they get you appealing to emotionalism, and then you just lose all sense of logic.
And
let me tell y'all something. I'm not a psychology expert. Yeah, shots fired. I don't have a psychology degree. Shots fired again. Let me tell you something. When somebody is speaking and they can't make eye contact, they're blinking a lot, they're looking down, they're taking long pauses, it's because they're being disingenuous and they're lying and they don't believe what they're saying, and they're trying to build the necessary GAF, which stands for give a you know what, about what it is that they're saying. They're trying to hype themselves up to believe what they're saying. Look at all the great orators in history. Hell, on the lowest scale, look at me right now. Have I once looked down? The only reason I blink is to keep my eyes from drying. I'm not, and they, you know, police officers do not treat black and brown people differently. That has never happened. No. Because there's truth into what I just said. That's why I'm making eye contact with you. She does not believe what the hell she's saying, but she got to get the bag. Benjamin Crump, all them civil rights, Al Sharpton, all those people that always try to grift off your emotions, this is what it looks like. Are you tired of being gaslighted, America? Black community, white community? Are you tired of being gaslighted by liberals, white liberals, Republicans, Democrats, anybody? Pick somebody. Are you tired of being used and gaslighted into not believing your own eyes and your own logic? You should be. I am.
I think that we can't ignore the possibility of underlying race issues.
What underlying race issues in this? Again, I want to talk about this case, not historically. In this case, what were the underlying race issues? He was black. The gun was black. His shirt was black. It was black outside. The street was black. What was the racial issues? He didn't say stop N-word, freeze N-word, put your hands up N-word, we going to kill you N-word, we're chasing you N-word, we're chasing you because you're an N-word, we're pulling you over because you're an N-word. He had non-lethal until it was time to be lethal. So if it was an underlying race issue, he should have had his gun out the whole time.
Generally, why is it that when we have a black male interacting with police departments, oftentimes they end up dead?
Oftentimes, why is it a black man encounters a police officer? Oftentimes they end up dead. Where's your data? Matter of fact, let me find a video real quick. I should have had this video queued up, but I'm going to find it right now. There's a video where, and I want to give her props to what she actually was saying. Hopefully I still can find it. My brother AJ had it on his show. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to see if I can find it. Why can't I find it? You know, it's something when you want to find something, then you can't find it. And then you get mad about it, and then you find it when you're not looking for it anymore. I'm going to keep looking for it and then see if I find it. But pretty much she has said that white people die far more in their interactions with police officers than do black men and women. And I can't find the video right now. Hopefully when I get it, I'll be able to play it for you guys, because I really want you to hear it from her mouth and by the way she articulated it, because it just made so much sense. And when I find it, I'll play it for you guys. I'm so sorry I can't find it. But she had actual data when she was saying stuff like this, because people love data. And you can't just say often and far more, and because what does that even mean?
So I would kindly ask that everybody withhold their judgment. Again, we have a grieving mother who just lost her son, and to make assumptions and make judgments when we as the attorneys and as the family don't even know fully what happened would be wrong.
Stop! You gotta go!
She just asked us to withhold judgment, and she just passed judgment on all police officers, that police department, white police officers, black people. Because let me tell you something. I've interacted with police since I've retired. I'm still here. I'm still alive. You know why? Because I know how to conduct myself when I'm around a police officer. Even when I get pulled over, hands 10 to 2, I don't move. I don't look for my license. I don't look for my ID. I don't look for license registration. I don't do anything until that police officer is up there and giving me lawful commands of what it is he wants. Hello, my name is Officer So-and-so from such. And the reason why I pulled you over is this. Do you have license and registration? Officer, my license registration is in my back pocket. Can I reach and get it? Well, my license is in my wallet and my registration is in the glove compartment. Do I have your permission to reach? Yes, go ahead. Simple. But that is not what I'm doing. I'm not pointing a gun at a police officer. That's why Hollis is not here anymore. That's why he's gone. That's why he's dead. Because he pointed a gun at a police officer and shot a police officer, wounded a police officer. Are we forgetting this part? An officer's hand is gone. And no telling what type of reprehensible damage, irreversible damage is done to that police officer. We don't know if he's going to come back. We don't know if he can use that hand anymore. We don't know what type of mental health issues this police officer is going to have going forward. And this is what happens. So let's say that officer does go back. What do you think is probably going to happen the next time he encounters a black man? We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about the right now. Every time you encounter somebody, it's an experience. And that builds your thought process on people. I hate to break it down to you, but yes, you build your biases off of experience. If every time I encounter a black man is some BS, guess what? I'm going to think every black man I encounter is with some BS. If I encounter a white woman and every time I encounter her, she's being a Karen, guess what? Every time I see a white woman, I'm going to think that she's a Karen. It's nature. It happens. But what you have to do is you have to be able to put that stuff aside. But some people, they won't be able to, or they'll do a very good job of hiding it.
I'm shot! I'm shot! I'm shot!
And there it is. So, I want to wrap this up real quick. Mr. Hollis is not here due to a civil rights issue. He's here because of a criminal issue. He ran from police. He pointed a gun at police. He shot and wounded a police officer, and now he's dead. This will not be seen as excessive force. This will not be seen as a human rights violation. I'm sorry. This was a justified shooting. It was justifiable. And if it wasn't because it's in Minnesota and they're so politically charged right now due to the whole George Floyd issue, there's a part of me that they're going to try to probably find something. They might try to find something to appease the George Floyd worshipers. They don't want another riot on their hands. So they may try to find something. And if they do that, that is an injustice. That is a damn shame. And that is a slap in the face to all the men and women who are out here doing the right thing and are risking their lives for what? Perception? From a bunch of emotional people or a bunch of grifting lawyers that want money? If those officers are not reinstated or aren't found as justifying that shooting, Minnesota police, I'm praying for you, because your government, your department, the community you serve is showing you what they really think about criminal justice, what they really care about law enforcement. Some of you don't want justice. You want to do what you want without accountability. And as somebody who was in a shooting, whose life was threatened, somebody's career who was almost taken away multiple times, I can tell you this: I will always back the blue, with a caveat. I will not back the bullshit. There's a difference. This case, I'm backing the blue. Derek Chauvin's knee on George Floyd as he stares arrogantly into the community's face, that's bullshit. I'm not backing that. See the difference? This case, officer shot and wounded by a suspect and then that suspect is dead, I'm backing the blue. Derek Chauvin, bullshit, I'm not backing the bullshit. And again, y'all are free to email me at realprinceblue@gmail.com if you want to come on the show, you want to discuss this, you want to debate, you want to have a conversation. I'm all ears. One thing about me, I'm always willing to have the conversation. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to come up here and be emotional and just call names and all that stuff, because ain't nobody got time for that. So again, I'm backing this. I'm backing the blue. I'm not backing the bullshit, but I'm backing this. Those officers should be back on duty. So, if you like what you heard here and you want more of that, please, like I said, send my social media handle is at Dr. Prince Blue on all social medias. I'm going to change that. I just changed it, but the new overlay is not done yet, but it will be done. Again, it's Dr. Prince Blue, but you could just type in Prince Blue on social media. It won't be hard to find me. My name is so unique, like really, like my name is available when I type it in. If you have any video or anything that you want me to dissect or talk about or do another deep dive into one of these or just do a surface level or whatever the case may be, I can do that as well. Just make sure you either send it to me on any of these social media platforms or you email it to me at realprinceblue@gmail.com. I read all emails and all social media content and stuff like that. So please, again, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for listening. And I do want to say this real quick. This new format in which I'm trying is something that I think I'm going to really thoroughly enjoy because yes, entertainment and all that stuff is fun, but I also want to get back to doing what it is that I do best, and that is educating, that is talking about criminal justice and breaking down the disconnect between criminal justice, law enforcement, the community, and everything. Again, my job is always to educate. I don't want to indoctrinate. I will let you know when I'm giving my opinion, and I will let you know when I'm giving you a fact. That is point blank, period. And I'm going to have a lot of opinions and I'm going to have a lot of facts. Sometimes I'm going to have more than the other, but I'm going to let you know when it's my opinion. All right. So thank you everybody for listening. I will see y'all on the next one. And please, again, please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Please it helps the channel out. If you like this video and you want more, please like. I will do more of this and check out all my socials. And I appreciate everybody. Again, this is Dr. Prince Blue, and I am out. And remember this for the rest of my shows. And remember this going forward. And I'm going to always end with this. You can never be wrong in an opinion, but you can always be wrong in a fact. I'm going to say it again. You can never be wrong in an opinion, but you can always be wrong in a fact. Peace.
Come through. Yo time, 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 yo time.